Here I am today with Romany Gypsy Alfie Best. 1 minute he's in with like a horse and a cart and stuff like that and getting scrap metal and things like that, mate, and being shooed along by the police and with your travelling lifestyle. The next minute you got 200 million quid in your pocket. Now how the heck did all of this happen?
I don't know really, just a bit of hard work and a bit of luck along the way.
You went to school. What was the school with the school? Was it homeschooling?
No, I went to school, which was periodic. You know, when we stopped in one place, my mum would send me to school, and I'd do like a week's study or 2 weeks worth of study until we moved on.
Yeah.
And then we had like winter quarters where we'd go back to a yard, and that was at Broxbourne, and I'd sometimes do a month at a time schooling there. But we always used to stop in a place called Forest Gate, and so even though I'm actually born in Leicester, I'm actually really an East Londoner through and through, because it was only that they went to Leicester for a week that I ended up getting born there. So
yeah, well, you can tell us some Cockney rhyme that's going cockles and pears or whatever. What are they?
Apples and pears.
Apples and pears. Go on, give us a few Cockney things. Come on, mate.
Apples and pears is stairs.
Right.
So, you know, like,
go on.
It's all just like rhyming slang, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, when I'll give you an
horse and cart tart, would that work? Or have I just made something up? Cockney people, you need to listen to this. I'm bringing new modern stuff to you.
Honestly, I don't know. But little like rocking horses, sauce and such forth and so on.
Oh, right. Well, I didn't know that, so I have learned something new today. So I mean, your childhood then. So I mean, I've got a lot of travelling friends. You know, great guys.
Well, I would say there's good and bad people in all.
With everything, I'm ex-forces. Most are brilliant. Then you get the handful that are just like, oh my god.
But as I say, there's always a bad apple in every barrel, and unfortunately, that's every walk of life.
Is it bad pear? Apples and pears?
Yeah, depends if the barrel's split.
Yeah.
But look, for me, and how I look at life is, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you're from. A good person's a good person.
Yeah.
You know, what's in you is in you, and I'm a great believer in, and I'm sure that you've done this and seen this from many other interviews, that the people that have strived to push forward, normally there's always a reason for doing it. It's not just bare luck that they've gone out and done it. It's pretty well they're a minority group of people that have pushed to succeed, and they're pushing for a better life. Whereas the English way is better education will actually give you a better standing in life. So they tend to look at it on an education level as opposed to a success level.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, they actually look at it on a success level as opposed to an educational level.
Yeah.
And people do well and get rewarded, and they don't get put down for being something what's perceived as being abnormal.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, let's not kid ourselves. Being a traveller or a gypsy carries an awful lot of stigma. And you can do two things with it. You can either use it to your benefit, or you can let it drag you down. And to me, if somebody calls me a pikey cunt, my reply to that is, that's absolutely true. I am a pikey. And I can be a cunt.
Just agree.
It's just the way they're putting it.
Yeah.
And if that makes them feel better to put it in that context, then I asked you who is the low education at that time.
Yeah.
Them or me.
Yeah.
And how I look at it is, if that's the best they can come up with, I think I can accept that.
Yeah. It's the same with a lot of things. My partner, she's Indian, and you know, some people will say the P word as well. Or just fuck it. They just say packy, don't they?
Oh.
But the funny
I thought you meant pikey.
Pikey. Well, prick. Or there's lots of things, isn't there? We've got past the swear and think, fuck, I'll throw that one in as well, right? But they say that, and the funny thing is, right? And when I started going out with it, I was like, I'm testing the water here, and I said, fuck off. And we got an Indian gentleman behind Phil. I said, why don't you? And it was just joking. Why don't you fuck off back to your own country, packy? like that, and she turned round and said, "Why don't you fuck off back to Wales, you sheep shagging twat?" But it was brilliant, do you know what I mean? And it's like...
I don't think I'd like the sheep shagger so much, but the other
Well, mate, if you haven't tried it, don't knock it.
Well, I've got the wellies.
You've got the wellies, mate. Like, come on over to Wales.
Listen, let me tell you how I see it. If you take Welsh people, take Scottish people and English people, take them out of England and send them to Tenerife and put them in a bar, they'll all have a good time together.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to belong. And if it's not belonging to a football team, it's belonging to an area. If it's not belonging to an area, it's belonging to a culture. The same as, you know, in some street gangs, is exactly that. They're street gangs because they want to belong to that street.
Yeah.
So that's just people, you know, want to argue over something. And when you're arguing and when you're fighting, you're actually achieving nothing.
Yeah.
Because there can only be one winner and only one loser. And if you take the world wars, World War I and World War II, you know, Britain won the war, but yet it was bankrupt afterwards. So did it really win?
And millions of lives.
Absolutely. And people lost their families. So for that, unfortunately, look, I think we all have to be very careful that we're not completely led by government. Because I'm a great believer that this country has the most...
Put it there, mate. Put it there. Let's get our fucking pitchforks out now. Come on.
I'm a great believer, genuinely a great believer, that we have the most honest, truthful politicians in this country to start with. Then they realise nobody votes for them. So they've then got to start telling people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So I ask you then, are they then not lying? And if they're not lying, they're lying to themselves, because that's not how they started out.
Yeah.
They started out with a different view. So for me, I think it's a case of, look, never deny who you are, accept who you are. As you said, you're Welsh, your wife's Indian, you know, you love her for those qualities.
She's been upgraded, mate. She's been upgraded to your flipping heck. She's
a Welsh
wife
Indian.
now. She's wife. Shit.
Well, I'm just going to have a word with her because I'm going to say I want half when she leaves.
Yes, exactly.
No, but my point is, you love her for those qualities.
Yeah.
And life, for me, is just like choices. When you pick your girlfriend, when you want to go out with a girlfriend, you pick her firstly because of what she looks like.
Yeah.
Visualisation is everything. That's the same as going into a car showroom and picking a car.
Yeah.
You go there, you pick what you like.
Yeah.
And she does the same with you.
Oh, I'm punching well above my weight.
But it's true though, isn't it? Is it not
She's
true?
beautiful, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
you're only saying that because of the camera. It's not what you said earlier.
What are you trying to say? She's really lucky to have me.
So, but, was that the girl you were at the bar with? The blonde one?
No, I said you will get me into trouble. There'll be no girl at the bar, and I am a very faithful person. I'll have you all know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I didn't want to drop that.
Anyway, before you destroy my entire relationship, let's get back on track. But so basically, the main thing is, and I know what you're saying, and I believe it as well. Just being nice to people.
I think being yourself, being able to voice your opinion without making it sound like you're chipping away at somebody is so important.
Yeah.
You know, should you not be able to say to your friend, change that top?
Yeah.
Or for him to think, is he having a dig at me?
Yeah.
When you're not. Because if you're with somebody that you think is constantly having a dig at you, whether it be your girlfriend, your best mate, or friends, drop them out.
Yeah.
Because all they're going to do is drag you down, and you're going to do the same with them.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you say to your wife then? Change that purse? Change that
No. I said you have to be in. I have a wonderful wife.
Yeah.
Looks after me. We have a fantastic family. We have a good life. I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I don't have much of a family life because I think that my job in my life is to hopefully provide a future for my children and my grandchildren to benefit from. And I don't mean to go out and be spendthrifts.
Yeah.
I mean to have some sort of legacy with a business that they can be part of and it grows with them.
Yeah. What would you like to see happen to your business? That I should ask this question a bit later on, maybe, but I'm just going to ask it now, mate. So on the note of that, you know, you've set up the Wild Crest parks and stuff like that, and you know you've had just tremendous stuff. What you've done. What is your legacy? What would you want your legacy to be?
Wild Crest now, and this is genuine, this is not just a pun, is not set up for me and my family. It's set up for every team member that's involved here,
Yeah.
and for them and for their family that want to be part of it. And hopefully, please God, we've set up a real business, a real tangible business that you can touch, you can feel. It's not a data analytic company that, you know, something that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because they're real companies and they're massive inputs, of course,
And Fortune 500 companies are just
without any doubt.
mind blowing.
But this company is a touch it, feel it. It's actually an old-fashioned company.
Yeah.
We're supplying a service, we're supplying goods. It's like a shopkeeper's company, albeit we sell park homes to families and retirement, and to the retired community. So now, for my family, hopefully, this business will continue to grow. The people that are here, it will create jobs, it will create a vision for their life, and they share in the glory of it.
Yeah.
So when their family comes by, when their husbands' wives drives by, and I swear this to you on my mother's life, I want their family to be proud of them.
Mm.
And they drive by and go, hold on, they helped do that. We're Europe's largest residential mobile home park operator, and we have 8,900 residents, and we're 15 years old. Now when you think of a company that's labour intensive, you've got to build those sites, you've got to put those homes on there. That's massive beyond belief,
Yeah.
because we're not a worldwide global .net company.
Yeah.
It's a physical, hands-on, labour intensive. But as it grows, and I say it with the utmost passion, it isn't for me, not anymore. It's now for everybody that wants to take part of it, own it, and make their life easier, knowing that their children are welcome here, because if there's a role, it's actually their families that get offered the roles first.
Mm.
We treat this like a school. And
Yeah.
we say, well, hold on a minute, because if people realise the business is built for their families, they work harder, try harder, and feel more of a part of the business.
So it's very important to make people feel a part of something. Like you were saying about groups earlier on, weren't you?
We've had people that have left here. They've left and then come back. And to me, that's the biggest accolation you can possibly get. That not only have they realised they've made a mistake, but they felt comfortable to go, we'd like to come back.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all need to go away, and what is it, you don't realise what you've lost until you lose it. Sometimes people need to see that.
Yeah.
And one of our senior sales managers left for 2 years, come back, and he said, I needed to see the grass really isn't greener on the other side of the fence. And since then, he's met his wife here. They bought a house next to the park. They love the business. And we have a lot of people, where a lot of families won't employ, a lot of businesses won't employ family members.
Mm.
Whereas we actually cater to that.
Yeah.
We cater to say, okay, you know, your wife, your brother, your sister, we want people to be a part of the business.
Yeah.
Because it's their part, what they do, that makes the business thrive, and it is your team.
Yeah. You said you say about people being themselves. A lot of people will bend and change for the votes and stuff like that, or for money. How does somebody how does somebody be themselves? Is it hard to be yourself? It's like that Matrix thing. Know thyself.
If you asked me, I'm the worst person in the world to ask, because for a period of my life I was a fraud to myself, because I am a gypsy, I'm a Romany gypsy, and I can trace my heritage all the way back. But yet, for the first 30 years of my life, I would have denied that fact to virtually everybody except the gypsy community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, it's only in the last 10 years that you could say I've come out.
Yeah.
And I'm outspoken about it. Yes, I'm a gypsy. I haven't got anything to be, embarrassed about.
Yeah.
But gypsies are the last racially abused culture which is acceptable. Now, if you take black people, now that I find that offensive, because really I should say if you take Nigerians or if you take Africans, but I'm not. I'm taking them as a whole. Now, how bad's that? Because I'm grouping them all together. You take Indians, I'm grouping them all together. Now, I think as an Indian, they can't escape the fact that they're an Indian. So they have to stand up and go, yes, I'm proud and I'm Indian. If they're black, I'm proud and I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
It's because they can't escape it. As a gypsy, I can quite easily hide the fact. No. Gypsy?
Yeah.
God, them tramps and thieves. Oh, not the ones that nick the bike. Oh, nothing to do with me. Because that's how people perceive it.
Yeah.
Look, there are songs like Bar Bar Black Sheep that have been banned.
Oh, and the gollywog off the jam jars. Can you remember them?
Yep.
British people, gollywogs, jam jars. Not loving them because it's offensive to black people. I'm like, what?
Yeah, when I come to work, I listen to Cher's song and I love it. And that's the one that says gypsies, tramps and thieves.
Yeah.
You know, and there's me singing along to it. So how much of a hypocrite am I?
Yeah.
But my point is, that's only if you take offence to it.
Yeah.
I actually see it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I'm the same, like, I don't hide the fact that I've got a 12-incher. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like some people are just so embarrassed. Fucking the massive nose.
Yeah, well, I've got to be honest with you, I would hate having that big old thing.
It's horrendous, I can tell you. Now, does money change you?
Yeah, of course it does. Anybody that says it doesn't is a liar.
In which way?
Money allows you choice of freedom. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It allows you to, am I going to take the bus or am I going to drive or am I going to go by plane or am I going to go by car? It gives you choices.
Yeah.
Does it make you happy? No, of course it doesn't. Happiness comes from you as a person and you can make other people happy.
Yeah.
But there's a balance of happiness, because happiness is a drug. It's a chemical balance in your brain. And you have your highs, you have your lows. That's why a lot of comedians suffer with depression, because they're constantly making people happy, having to put on and be happy. Well, for that high, there is a low.
Yeah.
So when they go home, they actually suffer depression. I know a number of comedians that suffer that.
And obviously Robin Williams is a prime example. Jim Carrey went through a lot of it. And it's quite difficult for them when they're like, especially when they're starting out, you're a comedian, say something funny. And it's like, they must be like, for fuck's sake, just, do you know what I mean?
Well, they must be thinking of the joke, knowing you're going to ask that question.
Yeah.
So, but look, for me...
It's freedom.
For me, what money allows you to do is gives you freedom of choice. And I think, can that make you happy? Yeah. There's a section there that says, my God, I'm going to go this way or that way today.
Yeah.
But next to that, I think it's then down to the individual person themselves. I heard a lovely phrase, which I've never forgot, was a guy who was giving a speech at a convention of mobile home park operators, and he was from a completely different business, and it was from cobblers, shoes, and he said, we say to any of our team members, which I love the phrase of that as opposed to staff, because if they're part of the team, and that's used sometimes in the complete wrong way. Should we stop and should we just hit the button? Sorry.
These little things that happen while you're interviewing.
Okay. Thank God that was the phone and nothing else.
Yeah.
Sorry, where was I? Oh, right. So and he said, if we have a disgruntled employee, we say to them, please take your happiness elsewhere. And I got it straight away, because if that's what makes them happy, to moan and groan, it doesn't make other people happy.
Yeah.
So take it somewhere where it does.
Yeah.
And I got that. Now, if you look at who we employ throughout the office, we employ every creed, colour, race, and in sundry. Everybody.
Yeah.
And what we do is we allow people to say what they want, as long as it's not said vindictively or
nasty.
bitterness.
Yeah.
You know, as long as there's none of that, say what you want. Let's just, you know, we all say little things that hurt every now and then,
Yeah.
because it's human nature that we have a dig.
Yeah.
That's called confrontational arguments.
Yeah.
But after that, it should be forgotten about and moved on.
Yeah. Now, you're seen obviously in certain glossy magazines, like I know you were in the Millie on Air, Millie Cooper's fantastic magazine. You look fantastic with all of this stuff on, and from the outside, someone will look at that and they will think, here's obviously this guy, very rich and powerful and confident man. Do you have any fears?
I don't. I'm frightened of the dark.
Yeah.
I'm frightened of the open sea, and I have a fear of snakes.
You're frightened of seamen?
No.
You're frightened of the
I
open
should
sea?
be, though.
Yeah, you should be. I'm like that. Woo! It's alright, I've interviewed gay people as well. It's alright, like. And what else?
That's
The
it.
dark, the open sea.
Of the open sea, the dark, and snakes.
Yeah.
They're my
Which
fears.
is a snakes. A lot of people are afraid of that. Now, there was a story that I heard, right? And you were in your helicopter one day, and there's a pilot there,
Yeah.
and you decided to push things a little bit to the limit. So, when you get to 10%.
I'll tell you what it is. Like, when you're flying a helicopter, you're never meant to go below 10% of the fuel level.
Yeah.
So I said to him, look, we don't want to land at this aerodrome, we'll land at the next one, because it's rotors on at the next one, which is, you know, saves you 35 quid to stay turning the machine off.
Yeah.
So he says, we shouldn't really. I went, yes, of course we should. Push on, which we did. And we nearly ran out of fuel and nearly crashed, but
Yeah.
we got there. So all I would say is I knew what his fear was. Because
He didn't think he had a fear.
Well, he said to me, I said to him, what are your fears? And he said to me, I don't have any. So we found out what his was that day.
So you basically let the fuel run low in the helicopter, and he was just thinking, we're going down.
I just made sure he was wearing his brown trousers.
Yeah, I would have been like, fucking hell, I would have been just like, with the greatest respect, fuck you. And I would be like, fuck you, Alfie, I'm putting this fucking plane down. Helicopter even. But yeah, so everybody's got their fears. Overcoming fears. How do you overcome the fears? Face them?
I think everybody says face your fears, and that's more difficult for some people than others.
Let's get a snake in you now.
But what I would say is fear is like a small stone that's being washed around by water. The water will do two things. It will move the stone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe that you ever completely conquer your fears, because anybody that lives completely with no fear actually is a dangerous person.
Yeah.
Because you have to have fear.
You've got to be tapped in the head to
Well,
be no fear at all.
The best boxers in the world, if they have no fear before they get in the ring, they're not on that tense purpose of being on edge. And you've got to be on edge to be able to perform.
Yeah.
Because you know, your senses are heightened. But I believe that you can allow fear to grow in your own head.
Yeah.
And by allowing it to grow, it then becomes this massive monster that
Yeah.
actually doesn't exist. It's just a small stone that was being pushed in the river.
Yeah. Just got a few more questions. What's your definition of success?
For me or for others?
For you personally?
For me, success has blessed me from where I came as a child. I had an extremely happy upbringing, to the best parents anybody could have ever wanted. Were we poor? Yeah, but I didn't think we were poor at the time. You know, we did genuinely live off the land.
Yeah.
We did have hunting dogs, so you know we fed off the land.
Yeah.
But since then, I've pushed forward. I've been blessed with a little bit of luck that's allowed me to drive 3 different businesses, from mobile communications to commercial property to now Wildcrest, into national companies. We sold the last 2 and we now have this one, which is Europe's largest residential park home company.
Yeah.
For me, that's success, because my life is based on being poor and where I can go.
Yeah.
So my life is based on a number.
Yeah.
And do I need that amount of money to, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
We just carry on.
Do I need that amount of money? The answer, I live quite a humble life.
Yeah.
I have a good car, I have a good house, I work most of the time.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, other people's success may be seeing their children achieve greatness.
Yeah.
Seeing their friends, and when I say greatness, it might be a talented singer.
Yeah.
You know, I did an interview the other day, and it was the daughter of Jimi Hendrix, and I was completely in awe, talking to her, thinking of how much success her dad had achieved.
Yeah.
But he actually hadn't achieved success, he'd actually become a legend.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see what I mean? So
level.
there's a completely different level to that.
It's like there's A-list, there's like, and then there's like Paul McCartney.
Exactly.
Or then there's Clint Eastwood that have gone from being the top A-lister or whatever sport or whatever it is.
I would say this to you.
Gareth Edwards, Gareth Edwards with rugby, yeah.
Success, and I'm appearing to be a complete dunce now. Who is the guy that won, I think, 6 or 7 gold Olympics, the rowing?
Steve Redgrave.
Steve Redgrave.
Yeah.
Success is winning a gold or silver or bronze.
Massive success, even that.
Olympian.
Of course, yeah.
That's success.
Yeah.
Becoming a legend is winning it 7 times.
Yeah.
So because that's historical.
Yeah.
Maybe we just talk about it now, you know, because the guys that, but that's
It's incredible, yeah.
historical.
It's a different league, isn't it?
When I spoke to Jimi Hendrix's daughter, I asked her to watch a film called Searching for Sugarman, which is about an artist called Rodriguez. And I listen to his music now all the time. And this is a guy that was more famous, still alive to this day, more famous than Elvis, sold more records than Elvis, and didn't know it.
Good.
And he was a down and out hod carrier in America. And he didn't know the other side of the world. His music was outselling every other artist 3 times over. And everybody thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And they then found him 30 years later and told him about his other life that he knew nothing about.
Yeah.
He got on a plane, turns up there, and he was a superstar.
Crazy.
You have to watch, and there are so, you know, when they say fact is stranger than fiction,
Yeah.
and I look at my life, and my life is really nothing. You know, I'm a gypsy. I've had the good luck and the courage to succeed at my level.
Yeah.
But you know, you look at some of these other people of what they've achieved. But would I want that success? Would I want to be a legend? The answer is, I actually, in my own gut and heart of hearts, I'm my own legend.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm trying to say that in the humblest way.
Yeah, because you are very down to earth. Yeah.
Because I just want, if I'm with good people,
Yeah.
that resonates off of them.
Yeah.
And I'm a great believer, and I really genuinely believe your friends and the company you keep have more of an effect on
Massive.
you than your parents bringing
Yeah.
you up. Because if they're doing well, you want to compete with them.
Yeah.
And they can carry you on the wave. And when they become a bit stagnant, you can carry them on your wave.
Yeah.
And you can always tell a good person.
Yeah.
And do you know how?
Go on.
Just look at the people around them.
Yeah.
Just look at the people around them.
Yeah.
And,
What do you think of the sponge then?
Yeah. They're great people.
I'd love to carry on. I know we're going to wrap up now. Is there a possibility to come back in the future to do something else? Because this is only a snippet of your story. If that's all right, put you on the spot.
I'd love to see you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know we met at the Millionaire
Yeah,
Magazine launch,
fantastic.
which was great. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you. How can people get to see with Wildcrest water parks, and if they want a little holiday and stuff like that?
If they go online, just type into Google www.wildcrestparks.com. It's as simple as that, and it's all there.
Fantastic. Alfie Best, entrepreneur extraordinaire and an all-round good guy. Thank you very much. It's been an honour and a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. Tune in to see who the next awesome person is that I'll be interviewing. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.